to everyone watching who was a part of my last stream. We got beef. We got beef for real. The entire time I was streaming, my microphone was not set to the right one and nobody told me. No one told me. No, I had a really terrible microphone and no one told me. I think we're good now. Assuming I stop screaming and don't peak the mic. But yeah, welcome to stream. I originally was planning on doing some commission work today, but I am, hi, welcome to chat. I was originally planning on doing a commission stream today, but I'm waiting on my commissioner to pick one of the thumbnail images, and I have not heard back yet, so instead we're gonna do some photo studies. I mentioned in a video that I don't believe you've seen yet, but you will see, either the 21st, whenever that is, or later tonight if you're a patron. I mentioned that I don't really brush up on my fundamentals, so I wanted to do some photo studies. I picked out 3. So here's 1, and then here's 2, and here's 3. I don't know how many of these we'll get through. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how many we get through. Also, it's very important to me before we start, if I extend this up a little bit, I just want to draw attention to my file name. I tried to type photo studies and it did not go very well. Anyway, to be fair, when I stream and my quality is complete garbage, I just honestly fair. I was watching Rob from the other day and the video mentioned how you were thinking about making ADHD tips video, and I just wanted to say, please make that. Hell yeah, definitely. I will definitely I want to do what I'm doing a little bit longer, just so I can really get a feel for it, to see how long it sticks for. Even if it doesn't stick that long, I figured it might be helpful, but I'm definitely thinking about it. There's 2 more videos, scratch that I have to get out before that because I am working with a company. And an ADHD-friendly video does not seem like the type of video that I should have sponsors in. So, but by the time I get those 2 videos, I'll probably be thinking about making that. Oh, we're doing this again. We're doing my cursor thing again. All right, hold on. When a boy just wants to draw and his computer says no. Hold on. Let me restart Clip Studio. Of course. I love this for me. I love how this has happened, like, ever since I started getting back to streaming. This is the 2nd stream I've done, and both streams it's happened. Please do not tell me this is going to become a trend. I do not want this to become a trend. Pagort studies. Just getting back to my Pagort studies. Are we good now? Okay. We are good now. Thank Bejeebus. Thank you, Bejeebus. Chat disappeared from on screen though, so that's cool. Once someone starts typing, we'll be good. Okay, so my goal is to just focus on the wrinkles in clothing and like how the lighting is around them. I'm going to block in their heads and everything just so I'm not like... it's just easier for me to draw like that. But I'm not going to be too worried about proportions. By the way, let me know if the music or anything is too loud. Can definitely change that if need be. I haven't changed any settings from last stream, but also I am using a much better microphone this time, so maybe the music needs to go up or down, who knows. What is this like? Alright, this definitely needs to be bigger. Then we'll bring the skirt down a little bit, and then the sweater down a little bit, and hand will be about there. How about the bent arm? Alright, this needs to go down, and then that needs to go like that. You think Twitter is worth posting on anymore? I see mixed reviews between artists, but the whole AI thing over there is crazy. I personally would say no. But I don't blame people for staying there. Because, you know, for better or for worse, it is one of the biggest social media, arguably the biggest social media platform in the world right now. So for people who have to stay there for, like, I don't know, small business promotion reasons, especially if you're an artist, I don't blame you. I personally just refuse to be there. So I have always been debating about rejoining Instagram. It's something I keep debating a lot lately in my mind. But here's the thing, also for better or for worse, I am incredibly stubborn. So when I was like, I'm not using Instagram anymore because of their AI shenanigans that they're doing, every time I consider going back to Instagram, I just remember how much I hate generative AI and how much I'm against it, and the fact that I can't opt out of that over on Instagram really kind of seals it for me of like, no, I'm not going back there. I don't know if that's how I'll always feel, but at least for now, that's what I'm doing. So let's see. Definitely. I always try to include these sorts of folds in my drawings, but I always forget how they work. I'll block in the main gist of it now, and then I am going to be adding color to these. So I guess for now I'll just start with the basic groundworks. Alright, looks like there's a seam right there. And then this shadows all the way down here. Then we got the hem. I thought about including a lot of different types of clothing items, but I figured I'll just stick to tops for now. So I got 2 sweaters and then like a more regular type shirt. Because sweaters are not regular type shirts. I'll block in this skirt, but bottoms I'll focus on another day. Tops only. Do not type in chat if you're a bottom. This is the tops only stream, please and thank you. Sorry for talking so, bro, you're in a chat. Not to shame you. But that's what the chat is here for, it's okay. Have any tips on how you find out what kind of art you want to make, or how to take inspo from other artists? Always wondered how to stylize things. I find it hard outside of reference. Yeah, it's definitely... this might not be the answer you want, but it kind of is just a trial and error thing. Definitely knowing what... It's really hard to differentiate sometimes of the art that you want to make versus the art you like looking at. Like, sit on Twitter, for not the best reason, just because all the artists I know are on there. No, that honestly, that's totally valid. A totally valid reason to stay there, because, you know, as an artist on the internet, TM, we do need support, and some people won't, like, artists won't leave Twitter because that's where they have, like, the biggest following, and they, like, rely on commissions and stuff, and that's where people will see it. So I think that's a fine reason. But anyways, knowing what art you want to make versus the art that you just like looking at can definitely be a struggle to figure out, and it honestly does take a lot of time. So definitely be patient with yourself. I think that would be the biggest tip I can give. People always forget, maybe not forget, but it's so common for people to be like, being good at art takes a lot of time, but then also when they have to take the time, they're like, man, this sucks. So just remember that it actually takes time, because it's not just improvement that takes time. It's really figuring out how to develop your art style, what you want your art style to even be, etc., etc. I would say whenever you're drawing, if it helps to physically write something down, then like physically take note of the things that you do and do not like drawing. I really love line art. Line art has become a big part and a big staple of my art style. Some artists do super rough, messy line art. I love doing super crisp, clean line art. Like, just take note of what things you enjoy. And then as far as stylizing things, definitely take a look at how different artists stylize things, and you might not find one artist just period that you like the way that they stylize things, but if you study various artists, you can sort of like start combining the way that they stylize things. It really is just a lot of like practice and patience, and I know that that's probably not the answer you want to hear. A lot of people typically want, this is exactly what you need to do, but unfortunately it's just not like that. How are we? Okay, this is a little wide. Oh, why are we doing that now? Typically, when I hold Alt, or is it Control? No, it was Alt. Typically when I hold Alt, it lets me free transform, but apparently not today. Alright. I just need to squeeze that in a bit. And then I guess I can liquefy. I'm not too worried about getting, like, exact proportions. But since I do want to focus on fabrics, having some accurate proportions will definitely be helpful. Hi, Oliver, I'm making pancakes right now. Yo, you should send me some. I hear if Twitch added a new thing where if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and get a free Prime sub, it gives the streamer that you're streaming with pancakes. It's just something I heard. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if you want to be the one to test that. I think regular subs might also do it, but Prime subs in particular is the pancake sender, allegedly. Heard of that too? Yeah. Damn. I wonder if anyone will be so kind as to test that this stream. Okay. We'll bring this in. Is this a bit? No, it's real. If you send if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, Twitch themselves will mail me some pancakes. Allegedly. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true, it's what I've heard. I'm just going to trace this part. No one say anything. Hush. Alright, well, bring this back over. Oh, or I can hit cancel. That's fine. this down a bit. Alright. I guess I'll just eyedropper. This looks like the best mid-tone. Oh my god, it looks so much more blue. I don't know if this is me. Or I don't know if it's, but I think it's either because of like the shading colors of the sweater or my canvas color. I don't really know. It looks so much more blue when I eyedropped it. Actually, bump this opacity down. We'll keep it at 30. Before stream started, I have this playlist, and then I have like my more cozy playlist. And I was really debating which one to do, but then I was like, no, there's too many bangers in this one. Alright, so now how do I want to go about this? How different are these colors? Not that different at all. Alright, I guess I'll go with the darker one. Actually lower this opacity a little bit more. I'll lock transparency. I guess I could just go right in with my rendering brush. Lately I've been really liking this brush, but I figure if I'm doing photo studies, this soft watercolor brush might be a little bit better. Okay, so let's see. Right here where the hand is. I'll actually grab a highlight color too while I'm at it. Oh my god, I just realized, since I am going to be streaming for 3 hours and I have 3 references, if I pace myself to do one reference per hour, I could get through all of them. Okay, where the seam is, it's... Oh, or we can undo all of that, that's cool. I guess I'll roughly block things in and then I can really refine it after the fact. And then here we have the really dark bit. Went to a cat cafe the other day for the first time and loved it. Oh, hell yeah! It was LGBT friendly and the cats, they were so adorable. Have I been to one? I have not been to one. I would love so much to go to a cat cafe. I don't think there are any near me, unfortunately. It's truly tragic, but I would love to go to one day. It's so funny, because, like, something that I think people with cat allergies and people who are lactose intolerant have in common, they're just like, fuck my allergy, actually. I like the cat, so I will pet the cat. And that's very much how I am. Extremely allergic to cats. I get, like, such bad, like, runny noses and itchy eyes and itchy throat. Sometimes my skin will even feel a little itchy, but I'm just like, but they're fluffy and cute. So I simply must pet. I'm left with no choice. Lock that in. Oh, I can just undo all of that and then... Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Clip Studio. I didn't need those lines anyway. Just look up tired, so I think I'll be following along the sketches. One like the reference and one stylized. Hell yeah! By the way, I found all of these pictures on Pinterest. How excited for the new Deltarune chapter are you? Oh my god. I'm ecstatic. Pretty excited for it, replaying and trying to get the secret bosses this time around. Hell yeah. I definitely intend on streaming it when it comes out. It depends entirely... For anyone who missed my last stream, Deltarune tomorrow, yes, of course. Deltarune is always tomorrow. It's always tomorrow if you think about it. I mean, today is just yesterday's tomorrow, so... Deltarune truly is tomorrow. But I, for anyone who missed last stream, my room is leaking again. So I will be streaming Deltarune Chapter 5 on release day, assuming no one is coming to fix my room that day and the following days. And then I am intending on streaming it every day until I beat it. We'll see if that happens. Buying Deltarune, you have to purchase it for every new chapter. When you buy it, it gets updated. It gets updated. So the demo is chapters 1 and 2. If you're really on the fence about buying it, you can just play the demo, which it's chapters 1 and 2. It's a lot of game for a demo. And then as chapters 3 and 4, when that came out, it is, I think, $25 US. I don't know how much, I don't know if you use USD or what currency you use, but it's like 25, I believe. And then it was confirmed in the trailer that chapter 5 will be an update to the existing chapters. So I'm assuming every chapter will be like that. That wasn't confirmed, but considering that's how it is as chapter 5, I'm just assuming. That's nice. It really is nice. Toby Fox, genuinely such a kind dude. It seems like, obviously I've never met him, but I just remember, for people who have not been following Deltarune for a long time, Chapter 2 came out in 2020, and he said that he was originally going to charge for Chapter 2, but because of how shitty 2020 was as a year, he just decided to release it for free. I'm just like, that is a true guy right there. He's a real one for that. But I am ecstatic. Ecstatic. I'm excited. I have also, I don't know how interested my audience would be. I have considered making a video where I try to learn to draw anthros and furries solely for the reason of getting better at Deltarune fan art. I truly don't have an interest in anthro or furry art, I just really like Deltarune. And I struggle drawing most of the characters from Deltarune. Do it. I'm definitely considering it. There are other videos I want to make more than that, so if I do make that, it's not going to come out for a while, but it is in the back of my mind. Before I start cleaning this up, I want to add in more of these darkest shadows. I should also make a swatch of these colors. I would watch it. Yeah, I figured it's something that people. I don't know if it's like my typical audience would watch, but I do think it would at least attract like a wider outside audience. But I do also know I have some furry and throw artists following me. Any games you've been playing or any shows you're watching at the moment? I have not played any new games recently. But a show that I am very much obsessed with right now is Go For It, Nakamura. I watched it and I was like, this boy is so pathetic and awkward. He must be my son. And that's how it happened, really. I was literally rewatching it before stream started. It's a very good show. Can highly recommend. It is ended now officially. As of this past Wednesday, the final episode came out. And I very much enjoyed it. I really liked it. How many sons do you have? Too many. Let's make a new layer for swatches. So we'll have this color. We'll have my, like, base tone, and then these two. Every single series I get into, I have at least one son. It's mandatory. Alright, so where should I start now? I'm always drawn to this wrinkle right here, so I guess I'll just start there. I feel like a broken record every time I say this, but it's just so true that it bears repeating, I fear. But being so... It's so hard to get into new things as a neurodivergent person who aggressively hyperfixates, because I'm like, I would like to watch... I have a whole list of shows I would like to watch, and I like have a whole bunch of games that I have bought and physically own. That I just have not played, because I'm just like, what if I rewatch and replayed the same shit that I know, like, the back of my hand? And that's just the kind of life I live. Like, whenever I'm like, I don't have time to get into new stuff, it translates to I'm hyperfixated on something and can't consume any other media. Okay, so I'm always interested in stuff like this, where there's just like this really thin bit of shading right against the highlight. Is this highlight a bit lighter? No, it's actually exactly the same. Awesome. Just slightly more blue. Okay, then. Got some super bright bits down here. Just gotta flip my canvas, because it's me. I should do a video where I am not allowed to flip the canvas. And then that'll be the start of my Joker origin story. Do you watch the sub or dub version of Fairy Tail, or do you switch? A Fairy Tail? Fairy Tail is one where I can only watch the dubbed. It's just me. The dubbed means so much to me that every time I watch the sub, I feel it. It's bad. My favorite Deltarune character. I'm a big Susie fan. At first, I really didn't have a genuine favorite. It really was just I just enjoyed the game and the cast as a whole, but as this series went on, Susie really did climb the ranks to be my favorite. Fairy Tail Joe was my childhood too. Hell yeah. Love that shit. My sister pays for the Crunchyroll account that I use. And when I bought it, or when she bought it and she gave me the password, I rewatched Fairy Tail immediately and then finished it and then right back went straight back to episode 1. And then she was like, I didn't share my Crunchyroll account with you, so you could just watch Fairy Tail for the 800 billionth time in your life. And then I was like, Crunchyroll? You mean the Fairy Tail streaming platform? The platform where I watch Fairy Tail? But now it's the Fairy Tail and Nakamura platform. So I've graduated a little. I think I'll work on this part down here a bit more before jumping to that sleeve. Oh yeah, chat, something I am going to ask that you remind me of, if you remember. I would like to try raiding somebody today. I always forget that that's a thing that I can do. I have no idea who I'll raid, or if I will raid somebody. But I would like to look. Just because, I always forget. And I feel like that's a fun part of Twitch. So if I'm about to edge stream without any mention of a raid, be like, hold on there, buddy. Hold your horses. I don't have any horses, but I will find a horse to hold. Oh my god, wait, I have Jacob Horse! I do have Jacob Horse with me. So I do have a horse to hold. This is excellent news. Lighten that heart up a bit. We'll jump back down here. Have you ever drawn a horse? In the history of me drawing, yes, I have. And I have done it successfully. Not to brag or anything. Okay, so the seam on this sweater looks very interesting. I might honestly ignore it for now, and then once I get in the rest of the sweater, I'll actually add that in. Just because it looks like it'd be easier to add in on top of anything. But I used to practice drawing animals more frequently than I do now, which I probably should get back into. Can brag all you want, that's impressive, thank you. Honestly, I feel like I could draw a fairly accurate horse from memory. I'm not going to, because I don't want to suddenly embarrass myself. But I feel like I could. I feel like I can imagine a horse in my mind's eye. I am surprisingly good at drawing elephants, because my great-grandmother really loved elephants, and so I would draw her a lot of them as, like, Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and stuff. My favorite animal to draw? Probably a cat, just because they're the easiest for me. It's very easy for me to remember the shape of a cat. On account that I have 3 of them, but also, if you look at, like, cats versus dogs, dogs are, I feel like, objectively so much harder to draw just because there's so many more dog shapes that there can be. Whereas with cats, with a couple of exceptions, there really is just one cat shape. Okay, I still think I want to focus on the rest of this torso before jumping over to the sleeves. If that's okay with you, chat. Not that you have any say in this matter. Fighting in the dog versus cat war in the side of rabbits. Rabbits are cute. When it comes to my actual pet preference between cats and dogs, I don't really have one. As someone who currently owns both, I love them all dearly. And they each have their own, like, benefits and, what's the opposite of benefits? Whatever the opposite of benefits is. They're all great. But in terms of drawing, I just feel like I'm a lot better and more comfortable at drawing cats. I love seeing videos, though, of, like, rabbits throwing temper tantrums. So much sass in those tiny bodies. A weakness? I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but probably right. You're probably right. I'm but a small guy. There's only so much I can... Look at my PNG tuber, I'm so tiny. I'm so small. I'll add in... I see, I see. So this part here... Gotta be darker. Once I'm done with this, I do think I want to turn on a layer to make it black and white. Just to see how accurate I got the colors. And, like, the shading and contrast and everything. Like, I'm just staring at that chat message that says weakness, and it's making me realize, how did streaming become part of my job? Because every time, like, I'll say something, and then, like, there will be a delay, because that's just how chats work, and then they'll say something, and I'm just like, I already forgot what this is referencing. My brain was not made for this, and yet, here we are. Is that good? I'll focus on that part later. Let me finish this actual torso bit. Oh! Well, what happened here? That's not what I wanted to do, computer. Believe it or not. God, I cannot wait to... I mentioned my last stream that I've been looking into, or have been meaning to look into updating my computer. I didn't add, but if you're talking about my message, it was in reference to the opposite of benefits thing. Oh! I don't know what that says about me, that I just immediately took it as a personal attack. I don't know what that says about me. Let's not look into that. I thought you were accusing me of having a weakness, which I'm like, yeah. Oh my god, first time chat, hello. I eat soggy waffles. Haven't you ever heard the, to memorize northeast, south, and west, never eat soggy waffles? That's illegal. First time I've caught a live stream. Hi, welcome. You don't follow rules? I can tell by the fact that you eat soggy waffles. I feel like Volo's song comes on every time I stream. For some reason, it's been only 45 minutes and I've gotten 3 different ad breaks. Is this normal? I have no idea. I'm gonna be so real. I mostly watch Twitch VODs. I have no idea how often people run, let's see, 45 minutes. I have no idea. If everybody's complaining that there's too many ads, I could also manually lower the ad amount. But I don't know how many ads are normal for a Twitch stream, so I just left it at that. I have not, ever since I started streaming on Twitch, I have not adjusted the ads. Hello everyone, hi, welcome. I do know what some people do is they'll have like, they'll push all of the ads to like one specific part of the stream, so like at a halfway point they'll just run like 3 or 5 minutes of ads and like they'll just chat with chat. Maybe I could do that. Yes, if you don't have a sub. That's a great point. I am aware that another way to get around that is to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account to get a free Prime sub. But if there's an interest in me doing that, like something like that, I could do that. I'm totally down to like have a break in the middle of stream where I'm just chatting with y'all. What are your current favorite traditional art supplies? I've been really into. I've just been having a lot of fun with acrylic markers. It's very nice to. Of course, alcohol markers will always be my baby in terms of traditional art supplies. Um, but I really like acrylic markers for sketchbook work because it lets me be a lot more free. And my brain associates alcohol markers so much more with finished illustrations. But I feel like acrylic markers lets me be more like experimental and free in a way that I feel alcohol markers are kind of the opposite, where I feel they restrict me a lot. But as a sneak peek of a video that will be coming out hopefully by the end of June, but if not, early July, I am making a video where I make a finished illustration combining watercolors and alcohol markers. So that's fun. Can't wait for that. Early birthday present for me. Oh, happy early birthday. Yeah, I wanted to have that video out by... My plan was always to have that out by early... or the end of... What the fuck month is it? June. Jesus. But the video that I'm working on currently is taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. Kawaii Chibi art. Oh my god, hello. Welcome. It was a video that I intended on getting out by the end of May. And here we are. But after the video was delayed by things relating to me, I gave the company an update, and they're like, since it's already delayed, would you mind postponing it to the 21st because of Prime Day? And I'm like, I could do that, because y'all were patient with me in the delay. One day, hopefully, you'll have the money. One of these days, we'll not be broke. We're just broke men over here. And I mean, the way that I won't be broke is by people linking their Amazon Prime account to their Twitch account. But if you can't afford that, then that means we're both broke. My brokenness is entirely dependent on you. Thanks for that. I'm kidding. Gonna hop off stream. Bye, have fun. Hi. Leave stream. Hi, have a good day. But thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day or night or whatever it is you're going to be doing. Alright, so this is something I definitely need to focus on more when I draw, where these, like, subtle dark shadows right next to the highlights. In my brain, I always assume that they will be far apart from each other, but turns out they're a lot closer to each other than I would think. I also like adding highlights in shadows is what helps make things look real shiny. So maybe that's why I never thought to do it, because my brain just associates it with that. And more of the bass tone over here. Actually, I think it's more of the bass tone and then shadows. I don't think there's that many highlights over here. There's some up here, but then not much. We got cozy songs to fight God to. Someone should make a lo-fi remix of this song and title it that. Oh my god, I have not played Pokopia, but I do know that they are adding, like, Pokemon to the game. Like, I know Jirachi's coming to the game. It would be so funny if they put Arceus in there. It's like the god of all Pokemon. Build him a cozy house, please. I'm really liking how this is coming out. I definitely want to do, cause in my Pinterest board of photo studies, I have, like, a whole... Some of them are, like, fabric like this, some of them are poses, some of them are lighting, and I think streams like this can be fun. To do fairly regularly. Then maybe in the future, if there's an interest, I can also share the board with y'all so you can draw along with them. Or even if you just want to see what I got going on over there. I can do that for sure. Let's add a bit more white over here. I also am not feeling like working with that seam, so we'll probably jump up to the sleeves once I'm done with this torso bit. I think it's incredible that you go from your cute anime girl style to realistic insane shading. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I am, not to toot my own horn, I do think I am fairly good at realism. It's just not typically something I enjoy doing. I mostly just do it for photo studies like this, so I can improve my cute anime girl style. But thank you, I appreciate it. Let's see. Tiny bit of highlight here, it looks like. Well, actually, it looks like these highlights kind of connect to each other, but then there's that mid-tone right in the middle of it. And then there's some shading around it. Oh, my alarm! Ah! Ignore that. You definitely did not hear the Still Samurai. He is not here. He has not been invited to stream. Still, Samurai's not invited to the stream unless... Oh, I hear a baby crying at my door. Hold on, I have to let the boy in, otherwise he's gonna riot. Come here, Momo. Hi, Momo. Yeah? Are you gonna come say hello? Come here, little mans. You go say hi? Say hi to chat. Oh, he just drooled on my dial pad. Thanks, Mo. Yeah, ignore all these buttons I'm pressing. To wipe his spit off of it, Mo. I don't know how many of you here... Oh! Everything's fine. I don't know how many of you here follow me on other platforms and pay attention to... What, Mr. Momo? How many of y'all follow me on other platforms and pay attention to the things I post? A while ago, my cat Mo had to get half of his teeth removed, so he doesn't have any of his back teeth. So now he slobbers a lot. And he gets drool everywhere. It's very inconvenient. Alright, her hair is kind of covering this part, so we gotta make it up a little bit. That's okay. We'll blend that out. More of these light bits back. Realized I forgot to lock transparency pixels, but that's cool. We can do that now. I'm just a smart genius, man. That's why. Oh my god, he got drool in my pants too, and I just put my foot in it. That's cool. That's cool. This is what I wanted. Wanted to step in cat spit. Oh, my computer started chugging. She did not like that. She did not like me blending this color. What, Momo? Can y'all hear him? And I have no idea if you can even hear him crying, but he do be crying. I think this is actually too bright. Mo. Oh, jumping on the back of my chair. Cool, can you relax now? Thank you, sir. Meow, he do be meowing. That is what he sounds like. He also knows his name, because sometimes I'll just, like... I'll be talking to him, and he won't say anything, but then I'll say his name, and then he meows back. He's like, what? What do you need from me? Like, I'm just a baby, you can't ask me hard questions. Like, how are you doing? I do also have my cat Abby in here, but she's significantly less talkative. And even when she is, like, in a talkative mood, she's still very quiet. Her meows are very quiet. Like, she screams in lowercase. Can't remember if I ever told this story, but the loudest my cat Abby ever was. Fun fact about Mo, he's our little problematic sickly boy. and he has a history of urinary blockages, which are so fun and cool and not expensive to deal with. But it was the first time he had one of those, and he was being monitored overnight at the vet, and we heard Abby crying, and we thought that it was because she missed Mo. So we left to go comfort her. Turns out there was a bug on the floor and she didn't want to get it. Mo's usually the one who kills the bugs. So, there's that. It's the loudest I've ever heard her cry. It's because there was a bug and Mo wasn't here to get it. She's like, I don't get paid for this. Yeah, I don't think we're getting to all three today. I'll probably finish this one and then the next one. I don't think we're gonna get to the third one, unfortunately. That's okay, I can just save it for another one. Can y'all hear my pen scratching on my tablet? I'm using a felt tip nib on my pen, which I love. I honestly couldn't describe the difference to you between this and a plastic nib, but I just know that using it feels so much better. But they are also a lot louder. So there's that. A little bit, but you don't mind? Okay, cool. If you did mind, that would be a problem, because there's quite literally nothing I can do about it. I don't think I've ever heard of a felt nib for a tablet pen. Yeah, I don't think most brands have them. I have a Huion tablet for my main tablet that I use. Wacom might also have them, but I feel like Wacom is way overpriced for their tablets. I gotta be so real. I've never used a Wacom tablet that I've bought. I used one back in school, and they were fine. But yeah, they're very nice. I feel like it makes it a little bit more like drawing on paper. How's that feel going? Maybe I'll check if mine has the felt nibs. Yeah. I don't think sometimes if you buy a pen or a tablet, depending on which one you buy, it'll just come with it. This one, when I bought it, it came with them. And then I bought a new pen for my tablet, and that pen came with both plastic nibs and felt nibs. But if you look at your tablet, I'm pretty sure their nibs are all like universal. But you could also check their website to see if they say if it's compatible with your specific brand of tablet, or model of tablet, rather. How long do felt nibs last compared to plastics? That's a really tough question to answer, because the answer will always be, it depends on how often you use them. I burn through nibs really fast, regardless of whether they're felt or plastic, because this is my job and I draw most days. It's honestly pretty rare that I won't have a week where I haven't drawn that day. Because, you know, since I stream and I do YouTube, I'm either doing commissions, or I'm streaming, or I'm making art for a video, or I'm doing comic work. And then also my hobby is drawing. And so when I get out of work, I'll usually draw some stuff. And so since I'm drawing with my tablets almost every single day of the week for the entire month, I burn through them a lot. But if you're someone who like doesn't use them as much, they can last you a pretty decent amount of time, especially because Huion tablets and accessories and everything tend to be pretty high quality in general. So as far as a direct comparison goes, I want to say they're a little sturdier, but I genuinely don't know the answer, so take that with a grain of salt. I just know that from my personal experience, I burn through all nibs a lot. Bring this mid-tone down a bit. Then bring these highlights down a bit. And this shadow needs to get brought up. Soften that edge a bit. That looks like there's a bit of a darker color up here. Alright, and then there is that seam right here. So let's see. Actually, let me render this other shoulder and then we can come back to that. And this tiny bit. Oh, that's the wrong brush. Whoops. And this bit real quick, though. Got in my upcoming video, there's so many times where I'm like, when it's an alcohol marker drawing video, I'll say that, and then whenever I work with alcohol markers, I'll always add like the darker colors last. And there are so many times where I'm just like, okay, time for the darker colors, and then I just like continuously I'm like, oh, I forgot to color this, oh, I forgot to color this, oh, I forgot to color this. And it took me so long to actually get to the dark bits. And then her hair is covering like this bit here, so I do kind of have to make this up a little. But that's just a test of my skills. Very accurate that the Sun and Moon trial music is playing right now. Or the Kahuna battle. In the actual reference, it gets darker over here, but... because her hair is covering it, but I'm not drawing her hair. So we're just gonna have to pretend. Boop boop doo doo. do, 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 do. I think that's about as much as I'm willing to fight with the collar, honestly. And it looks like this part isn't fully opaque. Oh no, I did have the highlight color here, okay. I do feel like the wrinkles over here are a bit light, or too light in my drawing. So I'm gonna go over these highlights with an airbrush and then get these darker bits back in here. Is this a better viewing experience for you guys? Because I'm not constantly zooming in and out of the canvas like a madman. I don't think I've zoomed in a single time this entire stream. Definitely gotta be a good change of pace. Not threatening to give all of my viewers a stroke. I still remember that one video where I edited out all of my canvas flips and I counted them and it was over 1,000 times. I just don't think about it when I'm drawing. I feel like I always need to defend myself about it. It's horrible. And there's a weird wrinkle. I gotta be honest, I don't really know what's going on here. Oh, first time chat! Hobo Heart 1. I lose my mind trying to do this. Props to you, Oliver. Thank you. It definitely can be overwhelming on how to start photo studies. Honestly, that might be a good thing to make a short about. I don't know if I have enough to say about it to make it into a whole video, but just like where to start. But really, it's just taking things one step at a time. First time chatter, but not first time lurking? Hell yeah! Lurkers are valid in this stream. I mean, most of my viewers are lurkers. My chats don't go by super fast. But that's okay. I complain a lot about ADHD, but it's honestly really great for streaming. Because the average Twitch stream does not... Like, I have above average, and I only have, like, 14 people here. Most people, like... And then even then, like, a lot of people don't, ads go away. Oliver was talking, well, you know how you can get around that, linking your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account to get a free Prime sub. Unfortunately, you are stuck in ads, so you will not hear me say that. But to everybody else, that's how you can avoid being like that person. But the ADHD does kind of help with streaming, because since my brain is always going a mile a minute, I'll never run out of things to talk about when nobody else in chat is giving any topic suggestions. Okay. Let's get rid of unlock transparent pixels for a second. I do still want to make that video of drawing using only the lasso fill tool. It is a video I'm going to make soon. Is that when you're finishing an art piece, the overall color will look different on my tablet screen versus my computer screen versus my phone screen? Any advice how to combat this or which screen is the most accurate color? That is... The short answer is that there is no way to really make it consistent because, unfortunately, like, different screens just have a different range of color displays, and that's just how it is. What I will say... I don't know exactly what setup you have, but if we look at my setup, for example, I have a Huion Canvas Pro 22 4K, I think that's what it is, but it has a very large range of color displays. And then my second monitor is just a really basic Acer monitor. Canvas Pro 13. Yeah, so I'm assuming there's like a decent amount of color range to that. Huion's pretty good at that. So like you have it on your, like, let's say you have it words, Oliver, words. They're very difficult, I know, but you can do it. So like my tablet has a very large color range display. Most people won't have that. Most people will be like looking at my art or watching my videos like on their phone. Or like on their computer. And it's typically not 4K, and it's typically not like a drawing tablet that doesn't have a whole range of things. Oh, first time chatter, Ray of Star, hello, welcome. We're talking color displays. So like if we take me for example, if I'm color correcting footage in a video, I'll never color correct on my 4K monitor, my 4K drawing tablet. Because most people aren't watching it on a 4K thing with a bazillion range of color displays. I always go to my regular monitor, which has a much closer color range to what most people will be drawing on. Or watching it on, rather. So, I would say, like, let's say you're drawing, like, on your laptop or whatever it is that you're drawing on, or your computer. Before you post anything, save a file to, as like a PNG or whatever, use Google Drive or however you do it, Clip Studio Cloud, whatever it may be, and look at it on your phone. And then see what the issue is. My laptop has the green tint, so obviously it won't just my laptop for accurate color. Well, that's good to know. So then that way you can be like, okay, my laptop has a green tint to it, so before I post this anywhere, I'm going to color shift away from green. You can use like correction layers, hue and tint sliders. It's a bunch of ways you can do it. But yeah, it's really hard to... It really is like a no one-size-fits-all answer because it's entirely dependent on what you're drawing, the screen you're drawing it on, the screen you're posting it on, because the truth of the matter is you can color correct and tweak however much you want. Odds are the person looking at it is not going to see the exact colors that you have because they are just looking at a completely different set of screens than you are. If you go... I know different programs have like different color display stuff, so where is it in here? I think it's in View in Clip Studio. If you go to View and all the way at the bottom and you go to Color Profile, you can switch it between like RGB and like CMYK printing, stuff like that, to help give you an idea of what your screen looks like on other stuff. Accidentally exited out of Twitch by mistake, but I'm back. Welcome. Alright, so for these seams, looks like there's shading underneath. And then a slight bit of highlight. Not too much, just enough to define that there is a seam there. And then also the teeniest, tiniest bit of shading on top of it. Okay, and then the rest of this sleeve should probably be pretty easy. Oh, this is interesting. You can see some... Okay, so we got... darkest bit of the sleeve, and then the darkest bit of the hoodie. And then there's that bit of light coming through. It's interesting. I'll get back to that in a second. Let me finish this sleeve up. I think this sleeve in general needs to be a little darker, so let's have it back over to the airbrush. Oh, that's not the correct thing to do. Just a tad. Transparency again. That's all dark. And then this bit here is also dark. Sort of blends into the mid-tone a little bit. And a bit of shading here. And then, of course, it's gonna be dark here where it meets the cuff. Still considering making a VTuber model. Oh, Jules, hello, welcome! It's going great, gamer. Thanks for popping in. But yes, I am. I am currently working on the, I mentioned it last stream. The design is more or less finished. I need to work on the color scheme and then tweak the design after that if need be. Then after that I'll be working on the final design reference in case I need to, like... because I eventually also want to make, like, stream asset stuff, which once I have the model, I'll probably do on stream. Yeah, and then after that, it's just the physically making of the model. And then I have to get a better PC, because this computer cannot handle a VTuber. At least not for art streams. I might be able to do it with, like, gaming streams, because I usually stream from my, like, with my Switch, so it's my computer has less to worry about. But yeah, it will happen. I just don't know exactly when. If you want it to happen sooner, you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account for your free Prime sub. For a free Prime sub, please. Unfortunately, your free Prime sub will not help me speak better. But it does help me out in other ways. lengthen that out a bit more. Alright. Bring in these darker shadows. Okay. Oh, or I can eyedropper tool. That's not what I meant to do. You silly Billy. Blend that out. Bring that up there. Do you need like a specific number of subs or something on Twitch, like monetization? I do already have, I'm not partner, but I am affiliate, so I do get money from Twitch currently. I forget what the requirement is, but you do need it. It's like amount of time streamed in a month, amount of followers, etc., etc. I do have that. But now it is just the getting the subs. Which we do have a few. Shout out to the subs. I am still planning on making emotes and stuff for the tiers, so there's more of an incentive, but you definitely get that ad-free. Always a perk. Alright. But yeah, I forget exactly what the requirements were because I got it forever ago. I got it in the middle of me streaming Deltarune, and then ended up having to take a hiatus from streaming for a bit. And then obviously when I came back, I didn't lose it. I don't think you can lose it unless your account is, like, terminated. So since it's been so long, I just don't remember what the qualifications were. But there are, like follower and stream time requirements in order to get monetized on Twitch. I'll bounce over to this sleeve. How many do you still need? You can make a account. Well, I don't need any. It's more of just I want money. So there isn't any that I need necessarily. It's just, you know, a boy's gotta pay bills. And also a new computer for my VTuber model. Because obviously I get money from subs. I also get money from ad revenue. Biggest mood ever, yeah. In this economy, we just take what we can get. There should be like a follower goal and a sub goal on Twitch, that because when you make an account, you can set it yourself, but it does also like there's an option for it to just update manually. I think it's very refreshing to hear you say that you need the money. Like, let people be honest. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think this part actually needed to be more out. And then we'll push this over and then fix this bit. But it is so funny when, like, job interviews where they're just like, why are you interested in working here? Because more often than not, the answer is just, I need a job and I need to pay bills. I promise you I do not have, like, a strong, deep desire to be a barista at Starbucks, but sometimes when you gotta pay bills, you just take what you can get. But yeah, I am looking into PC parts and stuff. Typically, for a new PC, I'm expecting to spend... Ideally, I want it to be between like 12 to 1500. But I do also know that there is a possibility that I might need to spend more than that. I don't know if you knew this. Things are expensive. Shit costs money and I hate it. Why can't things be free? So we got a light bit there. You're telling me that things cost money? I know! Why didn't anybody tell us this before we became adults? Things cost money. Who allowed this? The rich? So true. It is all their fault. First they killed all the birds and replaced them with security cameras. Now they make us pay for things. What's next? Taxes? When I was on my birthday trip in New York, don't give them ideas, you're right, my bad. Cut that. Edit that out. But when I was on my birthday trip in New York, I did meet my friend's partner. We were talking about conspiracy theories, and I said my favorite one is that birds aren't real. And they didn't know about it, so I had the delightful experience of explaining the birds aren't real conspiracy theory. In my darkest shade, actually. And they're just like, but we've dissected birds before. We know what's inside of it. And I'm like, yeah, but the cameras are just so small that you can't see them. Obviously. That's obviously what's happening. I also have no idea, but please explain. It's just, I actually read up on, like, where it came from just this morning, funnily enough. I guess that's why it's on my brain. It apparently came from, like, there is, like a pro-Trump protests, people were, like, protesting something, and then pro-Trump people came to, like, counter it, basically, and as, like, a thing on the spot, the person who came up with it just made, like, a birds aren't real sign, and, it's, like, a off-the-cuff funny bit to do to, like, make fun of those assholes. Basically, it's just that, like, sometime between, like, the mid-50s to mid-70s, the US government killed all of the birds and replaced them with surveillance cameras, and the reason that birds sit on telephone wires is because they're recharging their cameras. I think it's so fucking funny. That's like the gist of it. There's like different versions of it, because unlike most conspiracy theories, like it was just a like off the cuff joke thing that someone made up on the spot. And so there isn't like an official version of it. It really is just like people's recounting of it and their own silly ideas with it. I don't know if you remember that old meme of like the birds work for the bourgeoisie. Same type of thing. That's just like a version of that. And kind of knowing, like, learning about the origins, it kind of just made me like it even more. I just liked it because it was funny. Yeah, if you ever see a bird sitting on a telephone wire, charging its surveillance camera. It's definitely not because it's just they were flying and it's a nice place to land. For them to chill out and rest their little bird legs. No question, did you know that the 1993 company that owns Barbie accidentally made the Ken doll gay? If you're talking about the cock ring Ken doll, I do know that. I am aware of the cock ring Ken doll. Also very funny. Love it. 10 out of 10, no notes. I don't remember if that Ken doll was in the Barbie movie, but he really should have been. I learned about that and I thought it was hilarious. It is, I feel like, objectively very funny. Straight people are hilarious. How's the weather in America? Because it was 33 Celsius, which is apparently 91 degrees Fahrenheit for you. It has been disgusting here, Jules. Yesterday it was 87 degrees Fahrenheit in my house. We had the AC on. It's just that hot. See, I can actually check what the weather is right now. Right now, it is 88 degrees Fahrenheit. It usually... hottest it gets during the day is, like, between 5 and 7 p.m. So I have that to look forward to. But it has been disgustingly hot. Let me convert that to something that makes sense. I honestly agree. When Jules and I, fun fact, we'll play Peak sometimes, and then after we climb the mountain, we'll just hang out in the airport and yap for entirely too long. Since they're from Germany, we'll talk sometimes about, like, differences between, like, Germany and America. And I always refer to America as the pick-me country. Because we're the only one who uses, like, feet and centimeters and pounds and Fahrenheit. And surprisingly, a lot of people in America don't know that we're the only ones who do that. We got our freedom from Britain. We're like, we have to be as different and quirky as possible. Being German isn't my entire personality, but it always ends up as a comparison between Germany and America. Yeah. It's okay, I do that with Cass too, because he's from the UK. So it does always end up with UK versus America for us. And it's funny because both conversations, whether it's with Jules or Cass, does always end up with like, man, I'm so sorry. Just so much pity. But like, they're literally, I just tell them about the American experience, and they're just like, damn, bitch, you live like this? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, where are these? What's happening with these wrinkles here? This one. And then there's this dark bit. I think that's what's making it confusing for me. I need to get something to help keep my tablet in place, because it's mounted on an arm, which is generally very helpful for, like, A, art purposes and, like, having, like, seeing the art from a more head-on angle, but also, for my posture. But, I do also push hard on it and then it moves. I saw someone get, like, a foam block, and they'll, like, put it underneath it to help keep it from wobbling. I should look into that. Cass and I be judging and pitying the Americans. Everybody's judging and pitying the Americans right now. Even the Americans. As an American, I'm like, God, we're living like this, huh? It's funny, I meant for this one to be like a quick warm-up, but then as I started working on it, I really liked it, and so now I wanted to take my time on it. So I decided to not... It's a good thing I didn't tell you guys this was supposed to be a warm-up, because then you'd be judging me hard. I fully intended on not rendering it this much, but then I was like, no, I really like it! So I just wanted to work on it more. Alright, I'll finish rendering this elbow bit, and then I'll pop over to the upper seam. Got a super dark shadow here. And we got these dark shadows here. Bring that down. A little bit light bit there, a little bit of light bit here. I think once I'm done streaming, I'll redline this, and then I don't know, maybe post the red lines to Patreon in case people want to look at it. But I do intend on posting the final for anyone wondering. I really need to update. I think I need to update my Patreon tiers to say that, like, I post high-res pictures there. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's just, I don't, with the age of AI, I just cannot feel comfortable posting any high-resolution images anywhere, so I do post high-res on Patreon for anyone curious. However, my dude, my man, that is rendering practice at this point, yeah. I meant for this to be a quick warm-up so I can get to the other ones, but now I'm like, but it looks nice. But you know, that's fine. I'm okay with this. Okay, now what the heck is going on here with this? So we got this dark bit, and it looks like you were in the zone. I really was. I was in the zone, and then next thing I looked, I'm gonna be honest, the stream is going by really fast for me. I'm already almost at 2 hours. But ain't that just the way? I'm gonna be honest, my brain, this section right here, my brain just cannot comprehend what's happening right there, so I think I'm just gonna leave it here. The rest of it looks fine, and that's all that matters. I do want to bump this out, though. Oh, wrong blend. I need my blending brush. Okay. So jump back to the bottom to finish this up. Okay. So we have the dark shadow of the seam. And then it looks like there's another darker line from the seam that's a little bit lighter. And then we have some lighter bits. On the seam itself. Alright, then this bottom bit should be pretty self-explanatory. So down here, there's the darker bit. Here, I'll focus on adding this like lighter shade first, and then I'll go in with the darker bits, because there aren't too many of them, I think. Got this dark bit here. Okay. We'll add the touches of the darkest shade, and then we'll see what we can accomplish in the for the next one. I think I'm probably going to skip sketch and just block in colors and do it that way. Just so we have a better chance of finishing it. I think this is it. I say as I continue to work on it. Just blend this part out. And then we'll... touch this line up, and then, yeah! As a traditional artist, I was not prepared for the flip. Yeah. I do it way too often. I don't know about you, but those blues are so pretty. They really are. This was actually the first photo study I settled on when I was looking at all of the ones to possibly draw today. Put this sketch down here. Swatches on or swatches off? We'll leave the swatches up. Make them all more centered, though. Alright, and then we can... Oh, interesting. Oh, it's because this is locked, that's why. There we go. Perfect. Okay. We did it! Study number 1. This is the second one I had picked out. We'll see how much of it we can get done. Let's see. We'll just go in with color blocking. I probably won't render her arm. But I should block some in, just so I know what the heck's going on. Gorgeous photo reference. I know, I love it! Also from Pinterest. I found them all on Pinterest, by the way. For anyone who wasn't here at the start of stream. So yeah, I'm not going to render her arms or this skirt. Oh, it's like a very similar color to her arms, actually. Alright, let me lower the opacity and then bring it over here. Okay, so this arm needs to be... Pinterest is slowly getting better again. The AI images, yeah, it was pretty... I was gonna say borderline unusable, but no, it was straight up unusable. They did add, for anyone unaware, they did add an option to, like, filter out AI images. It's not perfect, but it's better. Which is definitely a good change of pace from the everything. Okay, so we got this. We got this. Got this. know how many of these colors I'm going to use, but... Let's see. Shuffle in my seat. And to drink some water. Remember to stay hydrated with this fucking heat. Okay. Let me actually start by using the lasso fill to block in some spots. Stay hydrated, everyone. Yes, please. It's hot as hell. Drink some water. Eat some watermelon if you got it. And the shadows are that in general shape. Or the highlights, rather. The exact opposite of shadows, some might say. I thought the exact opposite of shadows was Sonic's. See my subscriber count fall to 0. Alright, I think this is a good base to start blocking them in at. Okay, so... Oh, this is the wrong layer, I just realized. Just kidding, it's... Haha, haha, ha! There we go. Delete that part entirely. And then, sure, like, does this weird shape right here. Guess that's what a clothing wrinkle looks like from the side. Put this neck in here. I'll add the darker tone later. We'll focus on just defining these shapes for now. Darken this part up a little bit, and then we'll lighten that up. So it's not too dark over here, just a tad. Oh yeah, Jules, you weren't here for it, but earlier in stream, people who have been here earlier will remember that my alarm went off. and it was for my testosterone shot at 3 p.m. Jules and I were talking and was like, my alarm went off, and I was like, I never really do my testosterone shot at 3. I always do it later in the day. And they were like, why not just change your alarm for later in the day? Because I always do it at, like, the same time every time. And I was like, no, this is the only way. So I just wanted you to know that I still have not changed it. It is still at 3 p.m. every day, and I still do not do my shot at 3 p.m. at all. I just thought you might want to know that. Do always do mine right after a shower, otherwise I don't remember to do it. I also do mine after a shower, just to make sure my skin is extra clean. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. I'm so sorry to have ruined your day. I feel like at this point I'm just so used to the alarm going off at 3 that if I don't have it at 3, I'm just like, the universe is wrong. Yeah, such a great song. Alright, this actually gets brought down here. And then that goes like that. I like how I dropped swatches and I'm not using them, I'm just going to the reference. OMG, I caught a stream. Hello, first time chat. Countastro. Countastro. Or is it Countastro? Welcome to stream. Glad to have you here. It's a super tiny thin dark line there. I got some dark bits there, dark bits here. Count Astro or just Astro, been a long-time YouTube subscriber and recently heard you had a Twitch. Hell yeah, welcome. Love to hear that. Thank you for your support. Oh, I heard Abby hiss at Mo. So it begins. Mo's always getting bullied. Although in his defense, he does think that they're playing. She's like swatting and hissing at him, and he's like, "Oh, we're playing tag." I'm like, Mo, no. Not at all, not even a little bit. He's a little dumb, but that's okay. That's why we love him. Poor Momoki Pants gets bullied, yeah, every day of his life. But it's okay, he thinks they're playing, so it doesn't bother him. Alright, then there's this shadow there. The computer's chugging again. Sounds great. Just block this in and then we'll fix it later. And that highlight. And then almost completely get rid of that highlight. Okay. Now let's start cleaning this up and see how far we get. The reason that I typically end streams at 5 p.m. my time is because that's when I feed my animals dinner, and if we're late, there will be a riot. So we'll see how much I get done. Maybe if I'm feeling really spicy, I'll just step out a minute and come back, but I would like to finish this one before stream ends. We'll see what happens. But this part here needs a little cleaning up. Or we can just erase it. Can't draw on it if it's not there. It's the ultimate art hack. The way Drawfee's always saying delete your art. Can't be bad at art if it's not there. And I'm hunching over so bad, now my back hurts. Wearing a Drawfee shirt right now, funnily enough. Hell yes. Just like drawing hands, can't be bad at them if they're hidden. Exactly. It's a foolproof plan. I do have the Drawfee Lorem Ipsum shirt. I saw that announcement and immediately clicked on the link. Here's another random question. Did you know Cartoon Network once did a Scooby-Doo Blair Witch parody? I did not know that. Honestly, not super surprising now that I hear it out loud. Thought about getting it, but I had so much going on that I missed it tragically. That is tragic. I was like, this is an early birthday gift to me. I am buying it for me. It's for me. Please and thank you. I will wear the orange. Get their Pride shirts every year, generally. I would love to... I have not bought any of their Pride merch. I would love to, but I don't have the money right now, unfortunately. If only someone would link their Amazon Prime account to their Twitch account to get a free Prime sub, then maybe I can afford a Drawfee Pride shirt. Also, Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover at one point. I feel like Scooby-Doo has done a crossover with everything, let's be honest. Speaking of, did y'all know that shitty-ass Velma show got a season 2? So shocked that got greenlit. I feel like I have not heard a single positive thing. Oh, Jules, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. I appreciate it, thank you. I already linked my account, so there you go. Thank you, Jules. Very kind of you. But yeah, that Velma show got a season 2. And like, out of all the shows to get new seasons, that's the one, huh? I haven't watched it, but I have watched a video essay about it, and ooh baby. Ooh baby. It was rough. Assigned to never hate watch things. Most people think they're actually popular, yeah. I've never hate watched a show, honestly. I've never done it. I got too much... I'm too busy for that. I got too much shit going on and the world sucks enough as it is. I need my funny little wizard show and my high school gay boy with a crush and is socially awkward. Please and thank you. Speaking of, did y'all hear that there's going to be a new Fairy Tail manga? I heard it and I'm just like, it's probably going to be so bad I can't wait to read it. Like, it's going to be so poorly written, I'm going to consume every chapter and absorb it with my eyeballs. So angry when the Velma show got season 2. Fair, I think it was just personally because I hate watching. It's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, probably. I can't imagine that show got a... They probably genuinely just saw everybody hate watching it and was like, oh my god. Did like the Debbie Ryan tucking hair behind their ear. Like, people like it. But I've only ever heard bad things about that show. I don't think I've heard a single person be like, actually, it's a good show, here's why. Why watch something you hate if you can just watch something you like instead? Exactly my point. Why would I hate watch Velma when I can watch Fairy Tail for the billionth time or Go For It Nakamura for the 100th time? Never actually watched it, and dude, what everyone says about it, I never will. Yeah. Whenever a show like that comes out, I do enjoy watching video essays about it, just because, like, as a writer, I enjoy hearing about writing. And so whether there's a great written show or a poorly written show, I enjoy hearing about it. But that is definitely on my I will never watch this list. Another one is that Heather's TV show. I feel like people kind of forgot about that, but I saw a video about it not long ago. And boy, that one really just missed the point of Heather's. That one I remember. Okay, interesting choice to make a one Heather. Well, they're actually. It's funny because they're the. It really feels like a conservative man being like woke culture, this and that, the other, and so I believe that Heather was supposed to be gender fluid because the explanation they gave is like they feel like marginalized communities are popular now. And it's like, that could not be farther from the truth, my guy. Even back in, like, 2019, 2020, whenever the hell that show came out. Not true. The queer kids are still the ones bullied in school. But it missed the mark on both what school is like now and also what Heather's as a concept is. Like, they made Veronica, this, like, killer of, like, she's, like, the killer of, like, a long-standing unsolved murder mystery. And it's, like, the whole point of Veronica's character is that she was, she was in the middle of all of this weird shit, and then was just like, oh boy. She was the one in the middle being like, this is weird, this is not okay. Is Heather a gender-neutral name? Because, like, the whole thing was that they all have the same given name. I don't remember exactly the lore. I think Heather was a chosen... I think their name before was Heath or something. But honestly, I did not care enough to put it to memory. It's a really bad show. So... I just truly did not put in the effort to memorize all of the little details like that. If we are talking about bad shows, though, I'm curious if anyone in chat has ever watched High Guardian Spice. Because I have heard a lot about that show as well. And honestly, I feel like the reason that show was bad was just because of, like, less about the show itself and more about, like, the production of it. Because, at first it was supposed to be, like, an all-ages show, but then I've never heard anything about that in my entire life. Oh my god, Jules, you have to look into it. High Guardian Spice. It's a Crunchyroll original anime, and it's very bad. From what I understand, it was originally going to be like an all-ages show, but then in the middle of production, Crunchyroll was like, we need something edgy, so make it edgy. And so it gets, like, kind of dark out of nowhere. And I don't think they had enough time to, like, really flesh it out. And so the writing is very like, nothing is really explained and things are explained poorly, and there's a lot of, like, animation mistakes. I remember that show less about actually watching it, but I remember everyone shitting on it. Yeah, there's some really good video essays about it, if anyone is interested. I do think that the creators of that show kind of got shafted, to be so real. I feel like it was a show that they clearly cared about and had ideas for. They just were not given enough time to, like, execute on them properly. Did Ninja actually interview the creator and he goes into it? Ooh, I'll have to watch that. Yeah, because, like, High Guardian Spice is a show that I would love to see them get a second shot at it and, like, actually have a chance to develop it properly. Enjoyed edgy shit, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's like, it's not necessarily that it's edgy, it's just the fact that it's like, that's not what they were intending to go for, but then were kind of forced to go for it anyway. And so instead of it being like an interesting twist, it's just a very jarring sudden change. But also, kind chatter, what's the video called of June's video of Jinja Ninja? I would love to watch that. Genuinely, I would love it if they had another shot at making that. Because I think the concept was interesting, and I think hearing the creator, like, talk about it and stuff, I do think it is clear that it is a project that they enjoyed and were passionate about. Just, again, kind of got shafted in production. Which is always a shame. Alright, there is this shadow here. I think I'm going to ignore that, because I'm pretty sure that's just being casted from the arm, which I am not drawing. You'll title those videos as Tell Me About Your OCs. Okay, so I'm assuming if I just look up the creator, I can figure it out. Thank you. I am a little behind on their videos. I used to watch them, like, as they came out, and then hyperfixations hit. Tell me about your OCs, High Guardian. Oh, it's just called High Guardian Spice. Okay, gotcha. I'm very interested in it. It is always sad to see stuff like that, where it's like a creator finally gets an opportunity to, like, you know, like, Crunchyroll's huge. And so being able to have your characters, like, in a Crunchyroll original show, it's like, oh, sick. And then to just have them, like, kind of disregard your vision for the project, and then you're forced to make a lot of changes, and then you're not given time to work on it. Like, I imagine it's really upsetting. Keep that bad then, because if people get passionate about something, then that energy gets transferred. And even the potential was ruined, there should be that energy still. Yeah, it's like, when you get that energy, I feel like it's less from the show itself and more from, like, hearing the creators talk about it. Like, from a production value. Like, from production to, like, character writing to story writing, it's objectively a bad show. Like, I don't think it's a good I really don't think anybody can argue that it's a good show. It's just, Mo, I'm speaking. Please stop banging on my door to leave. Thank you. It's just that you could tell it was somebody's passion project that they, a corporation got a hold of, which is sad. Alright, Mo, you wanna leave? You wanna leave, little crybaby boy? Come here. No, if you wanna leave, you're gonna leave. Go. Oh, shithead. Ugh. Yeah, I would be really cool to see them, like, try and I don't know if they have the rights to High Guardian Spice anymore now that it's like a Crunchyroll thing, but I do think it would be nice if they like were able to get that and then like try to make a webcomic out of it. Cries in the Owl House. I never watched it. Didn't it get canceled? Because I know it was doing really good for a while there. And then suddenly it just like didn't exist anymore, and I was like, oh, okay. I think that High Guardian Spice is definitely not good. It did have some potential. It just got screwed. Exactly. Like, there's... I haven't watched the show, and I also haven't seen the video essays that I've watched in a long time, so I apologize if I get some of these details wrong. But essentially, the overview, for anyone who doesn't know, it's like a bunch of magical girls, and they, like, go to a school to, like, learn about magic, and then there's, like, old magic and new magic. And there's, like, a difference between those, and I know one of the characters is, like, her parents doesn't want her to learn about, like, new magic, and so she only does old magic, and it's, like, the ideas are there. They just really were not given the opportunity to properly explore them. Kind of canceled. They got 3 episodes to wrap it up, and those are really good, but they had so much play that we never got. Damn. It's supposed to be darker, but it got censored. Not surprising, because it was Disney. And Disney is Disney, after all. Another thing I did learn this morning about Disney was that they really fucked over the actor for Peter Pan. Like, he did the voice, I believe, and then also... not the live-action movie Peter Pan, but a live-action Peter Pan thing from Disney themselves. But then the moment he started, like, getting old... Apparently the thing that, like, really, like, that made them terminate their contract with him was, like, fucking... He got, like, a bad case of acne. And they're just like, you can't be Peter Pan, you're getting old. Acne? Disgusting. And then after that, he, like, really struggled and then died super young. He died, like, at, like, 30 or 31 or something. Oh, now Abigail wants to leave the room. Can these cats make my life easy for 1 minute, please? Okay. Oh, it's because all the other kitties are outside the door, that's why. Smacking each other from underneath the door. Disney would hate me with my acne and LGBT agenda. Exactly. Disney is... They fear you. They would hate me for my, acne as a result of my LGBT agenda. Did I do... I did do it on the wrong layer. I was like, why is this not layering on top? That definitely explains it. It's like trying to lighten this, and I was like, why isn't it working? so this part actually comes out a little bit more. Turning out really nice, looks very shiny. Thank you. I am enjoying how it's coming along. I am kind of rushing because I want to try to finish it before I have to go, which is in about 25 minutes. Ever played the Fable games? The series supposed to get a reboot sometime next year. You just unlocked a memory. Have played Fable 2 in the past. I don't remember much about it, but I remember loving it. Why am I on the wrong layer again? What has happened? Why am I like this? What have I done? How did this happen? But I didn't know that. That's interesting. I feel like people don't really talk about those games like a lot. So I'm kind of surprised to hear that. But really, predictably, the main game that's been on my mind lately is Deltarune, because I'm very excited for the game next week. Which, by the way, if you have joined late, gonna go to sleep now, gamers. Stay hydrated, have fun. Hell yeah! Thank you for popping in, Jules. Have a wonderful night. But for anyone who popped into stream late, I am intending on streaming Deltarune Chapter 5, assuming no one will be here that day to fix the leak in my room. I still have not heard anything back, so I have no idea when my room is supposed to get fixed. But, you know, we're here. We're queer. We're gonna try to play Deltarune Chapter 5. My intention is to play it on release day, right when it drops. I believe it drops 11 a.m. my time. So I will probably be live like, I don't know, probably like 11:30 or something. And then stream it that day, and then stream it every day until I beat it. That's the plan. Don't know if that plan will stick, because again, don't know what's happening with my room. Never played Deltarune. Do I have the VODs for you, my friend? I played, I don't have the Chapter 2 VOD because I lost it, but on my VOD channel I do have, Chapters 1, 3, and 4 on the VOD channel on Oliver's Antics VODs on the YouTubes. But even if you don't watch those, I can highly recommend the game in general. It's a very fun game, very good. Gonna have to skip that stream so I can play it myself. Incredibly valid. The VODs will be available though, so no worries. If you'd like. I mean, you could also play while watching if that's possible. I always interact with every single pixel on screen, so odds are you will get ahead of it before me, so you won't get spoiled, but also I understand if you don't want to. Just a thought. Never played Undertale, but I know enough to know I love Papyrus. Hell yeah. Now that Jules is gone, I can comfortably say, I do think Deltarune is a much better game than Undertale. Not saying Undertale's bad. I'm just saying I think it's obvious that that team has grown a lot. And I think they're doing an incredible job with Deltarune. Every chapter, they just kill it. There's a fairly decent chance Papyrus will be in the next chapter of Deltarune, though. So that's cool. I still end up behind because I reload to see dialogue options. So incredibly fair. I don't do that. I'll usually just play it again and pick different options. But I interact with every possible pixel that I can on the screen. So, you know, maybe you could pop in for a bit, say hi, and then dip if I get ahead of you. But again, no pressure to be there. But yeah, what I did last time, I had my personal save file and then my stream save file, and so I would, because when I streamed it, I had played chapters 1 and 2, and I was experiencing 3 and 4 for the first time on stream. And so I would play it on stream, and then I would get off stream and play my personal file, where I would do whatever options, just again, because since I do like to interact with everything, sometimes I will still miss things at times, but I try to find a bunch. Yeah, you'll peek in. Hell yeah. Played Undertale twice. The first time I played, I thought I had to kill Toriel. Yeah. And the second time I did Pacifist Run, I never touched it again. I've done my time in Undertale. I have played it a number of times. Some of you may or may not remember a few years ago, for Halloween, I streamed the Genocide Run. But I haven't played it in a while. I'm gonna be honest, now that I have Deltarune, I don't often get the urge to play Undertale. I know you played Wind Waker back a while back. Have you got a chance to play any other Zelda games? Nope. I still would like to, but I still have not. Wind Waker was a great game, though. I do know it's on Switch, so maybe I'll stream it and play it again, because I don't know if this is like an ADHD thing or if it's just a me thing, but I need to experience things at least twice for me to really remember it. So, like, my memories about Wind Waker are very patchy at best. So, maybe one of these days I'll play it on stream. Because again, it's easier for me to stream games that are on my Switch, because it's less demanding on my computer. The fanbase apparently hated Wind Waker when it was first released. Yeah, I remember hearing that. It was like people really did not like the style, and apparently the trailer left a little to be desired. But I'm glad people came around on it over time. It was genuinely a very fun game to play. And I would love to go back to it. These wrinkles right here are very interesting. Seem like a lot of fun, haven't been able to play it yet. Can definitely recommend it. Again, it is on the Switch now. Not that I endorse this, but I am aware that there are emulators out there. But you should buy it. We love supporting small creators. But, you know, I am just aware, so then that way you know what to... I'm aware that there's emulators, so then that way you know what to avoid doing. I've watched Gigbirds play any other Zelda game, or have you stayed blind on the rest of the games? I have watched some. Honestly, I think I watched all. The only one I haven't watched was Tears of the Kingdom. But also, again, my memory is shit. So, I don't know how much of them I actually remember. I say I haven't played any other Zelda games. That's half true. I've played some of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, but I don't remember. I never beat it. I honestly don't think I got that far, and I don't remember anything of it. I think I still have it, though, funnily enough. Highly recommend Twilight Princess. I heard that it's a good... I heard that people really like that one. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that Link turns into a wolf. I'm sure it's a completely unrelated fact. Twilight Princess is the one with the scary-ass moon, right? The freak-ass Soul Eater-like moon. Guess what? How does this keep happening to me? No, the scary moon is Majora's Mask. That's right. Yeah, because Majora's Mask, from what I understand, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time were, like, released very closely together and, like, run off of, like, the same stuff. That's right, that is Majora's Mask. I got about 10 minutes. We'll see what we can get done. Maybe I'll finish this off stream and then post it. It feels weird posting it when it's like half done. Oh my god, banger. I wonder if I should play Ace Attorney on stream. I already know. The only Ace Attorney game I have not played is the second. I've not beaten the second Ace Attorney. I started playing it, I haven't beaten it. But I'm sure people would love to... I feel like Ace Attorney is a really great game to stream. Because I feel like it has a little bit of everything. It's got, like, the audience participation. It's got the fact that it's a visual novel, and so you don't need to be staring at the screen the entire time, so it's great for, like, people multitasking. And it's also just a fun game people like. Maybe one of these days I'll start streaming them and see how many of them I can get through, because I have all of them. God, I remember when they announced the Investigations games, my Ace Attorney hyperfixation just kicked in again, full force. Play them and need a refresher, and I've been putting it off. Hell yeah. Maybe after Deltarune Chapter 5, I'll schedule that in. Because it is one of those games where I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about the writings. So I could definitely yap about that. I know this is like a... Thank you all for getting me into Ace Attorney. You are welcome. It's a great game. I mentioned this in my last stream. As, like, for video games, Pokemon I consider to be in its own category, just because of how, like, how much I've loved it growing up. It's, like, in its own category. Other than Pokemon, Deltarune is my favorite game of all time. Ace Attorney is a real close second. It's, like, a very close second. I'm honestly still in shock that we got Investigations 2. It is also really shocking that the Ace Attorney fandom is still as alive as it is. Because, for anyone who doesn't know, the most recent, like the newest Ace Attorney game came out in 2017. Almost 10 years ago. Every Ace Attorney release since then has been a re-release of something. So it's very shocking. And also, the 6th game was really bad. I'm gonna say it. It's not a good game. So the fact that the Ace Attorney fandom is as alive as it is... very surprising, but also pleasantly so. I'm pleasantly surprised. But I also, can't remember if I ever shared this little fun Oliver trivia. The reason that I got into Ace Attorney was because of Game Grumps. And funnily enough, I got into their Ace Attorney playthrough because of their Danganronpa playthrough. Because Ace Attorney is a game where it's like... I feel like I didn't... The first time I played it was 2021. I feel like I've just always known about it. Like, I don't remember ever... Like, I've kind of... I feel like I've existed in a world where I've just always known who Phoenix Wright is. And they mentioned it in their Danganronpa playthrough. I was like, Phoenix Wright, that's that guy, right? And so, like, I looked it up. And then the rest is history, baby. The Fable fanbase is still pretty active. We haven't gotten a new game in almost a decade. Ah, same hat. Same hat. When did the last Fable game come out? If it's almost a decade, I'm assuming, like, between, like, 2016 to, like, 2018-ish. That's almost a decade ago. Mo, why are you crying to get in the room? You were just crying to leave. Well, you're gonna have to stay out there, buddy. I'm trying to get this as close to finished as I can. Yeah, the only Fable game I've played was 2. So I'm not too familiar with the rest of it. Yeah, but watching Game Grumps play Ace Attorney 2, I am very happy that they got word that Big Top was the worst case. Fable 3 was released 2011. Uh-oh. So more than a decade. Unless a decade is not 10 years, and I'm misremembering that, and I'm very confidently wrong. Which is possible. Let me actually just get rid of that, and then I'll work on that sleeve. And then there's this, like, random light bit in here. Oh, I see. It's like the inner part of this, and then that shade is like the very edge of this fold. I got that. I gotcha. There's also Fable Journey, but nobody cares about it for some reason. Fair. So it wasn't the last... That wasn't the last Fable... You lied to me. You're a liar. Did I... Okay, good. I thought I had something on the wrong layer again, and I'm just like, I am going to end it all if I drew on the wrong layer once again. But that's what it's like with Ace Attorney. The last release was 6 and nobody likes it. Because it's a bad game. Like, when you take a stupid premise and execute it poorly, people aren't gonna like it. And that's just what Ace Attorney 6 was, unfortunately. Soften that, and then just a little bit here. I don't like that color. It's not that nobody liked it, it's that I don't really ever see anyone actually talking about it. That's fair. Yeah, the people tend to not like Ace Attorney 5 and 6, which I'm going to be honest, I know it's a hot take. I think Ace Attorney 5 is criminally underrated. I think it's a great game. If we're looking at just mainline Ace Attorney games, my top 3 are 3, 5, and 1. I don't know if that's the exact order. 3 is absolutely the best. 5 I thought was really good, but also 1 is iconic. And always a joy to play through. Yeah, I think 5 is really underrated, like overhated and underrated. I think 6 is perfectly rated and hated. There is this like little weird loop-de-loop shape here. I'll bring this orangey color up. Speaking of Ace Attorney, though, I did apply to be a part of an Ace Attorney zine and got rejected. It's just, there were so many people who applied to that zine, so no hard feelings. I was just like, I really want to be a part of it, because I really want to be a part of a zine. And then they're like, how about we don't have you? And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll be a part of a zine someday, mark my words. I'll probably finish rendering this bit. And then I'll have to call it a stream to feed the gremlins. Otherwise, I might be killed in my sleep. I know the last VOD I put out really quickly. I was able to put it out literally later that day. This one, I have video editing I have to do, so I don't know if I'll be able to get this one out as quickly, but if it's not out tonight, it will definitely be out tomorrow. I just would like to have a video, my next video available as early access today on Patreon, so I have to focus on that. The thing is, Lionhead Studios literally in the middle of making the next Fable game, and Minecraft came and said, we're shutting you down, effective immediately? Damn, that sucks. That's brutal. RIP to all the Fable fans. Truly tragic. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to call it here. If I don't feed the animals, they will, kill me. But, yeah. That's a little recap. There's our first one for anyone who missed it. Very proud of this. There's this one, and then... When we were working on... I will work on this. I'll finish this probably later tonight when I'm done editing. And then I will probably redline the wrinkles, post those to Patreon, but then I will also be sharing these. These will probably be posted sometime tomorrow. My VOD for this will be posted either later tonight or early tomorrow. And let's see, when did I have my next stream plan? I think it was Monday. Just to double check. When did I have it planned? Yes, I am going to be back on Monday. My stream schedule, I'll be streaming Monday with another commission stream. I'll be working on some sketching for commissions. I will not be streaming Tuesday. And then Wednesday is Deltarune release day, so I will be streaming every day starting Wednesday until I beat Deltarune Chapter 5. I don't know how long that'll be. Remember to raid? Oh, yeah! Let's see. Raid channel. Let's see who's live. I don't know if there's anybody that I follow who's live. Let's see. Momo's screaming. He's like, I want dinner, god damn it. Give me a second, Mo. Give me a second. Da da da. Same category? Let's look at same category. Who do we got? Who do we got? Yeah, let's see. Who do we have? Let's pick a good... Let's... Oh, VTuber model rendering mines. Sure. We'll render, Pomtacular. Working on a VTuber model. Yeah, well, I'll send you all over to them. Hope you all have a fun time. And I will see you in the next stream. Goodbye.